Hey there, hi, welcome to the channel. I am Garrett, and in this video, we are talking all about some interior design advice that I constantly hear people giving you, but you really need to stop taking because it's maybe not 100% accurate and doesn't fit everyone's space. That's okay, I'm here to share the truth. Now, we have got some things to talk about, so let's get into the video. Now, let's talk about the first thing we are constantly seeing on social media that just is not correct. And that's when people are telling you about what to save on and what to splurge on in your space. And it always makes the list of things to save on to get like store-bought, pre-packaged, flat pack drapes. And this is just not the truth because they look like store-bought, pre-packaged, flat-pack drapes. They don't look expensive. They don't look luxurious. I don't care where they came from. They don't look custom. And to say like save on custom drapes and go with something pre-packaged, well, custom drapes take a lot of work and there's like a lot of effort that goes into that. People, craftspeople, tradespeople are really skilled at sewing and crafting these. And so to say like it's not worth it is actually super dismissive and kind of rude and just not true and accurate. Now, I don't personally love the flat pack drapes because you can't really get great pinch pleats doing that way because most of these are like machine made, they're pumped out really quickly, and pinch pleats don't happen like that. So I like a pinch pleat, not everybody else does, and I completely respect that. But let's talk about the type of mounting hardware, the whole situation with how the drapes are hung, because you have a couple of options when it comes to flat pack drapes. The first of which is a rod pocket. This to me is like a no-go. I don't personally like it because I find that it's actually very difficult to use this because, you know, usually rods, they're telescoping. They expand into a larger size to accommodate multiple sizes of windows. And that's okay, but there's always that kind of sleeve that the smaller or thinner rod goes into, and you can never get that like rod pocket over it. It always gets stuck. It's a nightmare. I hate that. Plus, you really can't have your drapes fold beautifully when you do a rod pocket. Now, the next type of hanging method these flat pack drapes have is actually the loops on the back of them. These are like, they're loops of fabric out of the same fabric as the drape is made. And the reason I don't love this is because it actually has a bulkiness to it. And I find that usually these flat pack drapes are like in the 50 to 54 inch width place, and that typically is not enough drape for a window, so you need to stack up on them, like get 2 panels on each side. But then if they have these loops on the back of them, they don't stack up nicely. They actually are like very dense and very bulky, so you can't do that because then you're covering the window with all of the stacking. It doesn't look great in my opinion. And lastly, you have grommet top drapes, which I'm not actually mad about, but you are limited in terms of the color of hardware you can use in terms of what color the grommets are on the drape. So all of that is something to consider. Now, personally for me in my home, I get pinch pleats because I think they're beautiful. I think they're luxurious. I think they work with every style, whether that's ultra contemporary or Victorian. I think these work really beautifully. Here are pinch pleat drapes. And yes, I did take these off of my windows and I will hang them back up. They do have to be steamed. I'm aware of that, but this is the pinch pleat, okay? You see, you've got this bunch of fabric here, and what this does is it creates volume along the width of the drape. You get more lines in it, which increases the vertical elements in the space. But this is actually not something that is like that difficult to do. You could take a pre-bought store drape and pinch it together, create these folds and create that. You could also just pinch it at the top. There are different methods that I suggest you look into of the type of pinch pleat. These are also sewn on the back, so you get a really clean line along the front here, and they're using drapery hooks on the back of them. And I want you to take note of, because the way we like drapes to be hung is with a ring. This goes onto the drapery rod, and then let's set this up here for you. This little loop goes through here. So all you see is just a really little bit of this. It's very clean. It has a sleek look. It doesn't have a lot of fuss to it. It looks really polished, but that doesn't mean they have to be expensive. Actually, one of my friends, who I'm not going to name because I don't want to expose her on the internet, actually wanted to get drapes for her living room, and she was like looking at all these options and was like, you know what, a great thing I could do is she took sheets, like a flat sheet from a bed, and she folded it up, she pinch pleated it herself, she hung it on rings, and she texted me a picture of it, and I was like, oh, they're really good. Like, I like that fabric. It has like a gauzy, light look to it. And she was like, yeah, it's actually like sheets. I was stunned. I couldn't believe it because it looked really expensive because of the effort put into it. Ultimately, what I need you to take away from this is that just because something is expensive, like custom drapes, doesn't mean it's like, oh, forget about it. Let's do the budget-friendly option and get something that's, you know, $50. Okay, it doesn't have to be $50. It doesn't have to be $5,000. There's somewhere in the middle that will look really luxurious and expensive and beautiful, but that doesn't have to be just no effort put into it. Like, oh, we went to the store and bought a prepackaged set of drapes. At the very least, have them hemmed to fit your space properly so they look custom. All of that, that little bit of effort makes the world of difference. It does not have to be incredibly expensive. You know, I'm all about a budget-friendly option. I'm all about what you're doing and sensible design. I really think that's so valuable and important in a home. And you know, with my background, that's just what I focus on. So be sure, if you haven't already, you join us here, become a part of the LeChic family by hitting that subscribe button. It costs absolutely nothing, but it means the world to me as a content creator, and we would love to have you as a part of the LeChic family. Be sure you turn that bell notification on to get notified every time we upload, and share with me in the comment section after you do so that I can personally welcome you to the channel. And hey, while you're at it, be sure you give this video a like. Let's talk about one of the #1 questions I get asked all of the time, and something I've actually talked about quite often, frequently, regularly, but is worth repeating, and that's where to hang your artwork. That's actually one of the topics that launched this channel because I kept hearing so many people say inaccurate things or give wrong advice that just doesn't work for every space or everyone. And the reality is, when it comes to hanging your artwork, a lot of people tell you, hang it in line with your eyesight or where you can see it. You don't want it to be too high or too low, which is true, but at the same time, when you're hanging something in your space, it needs to benefit the space. It serves as a piece of architecture on the wall, just like your drapes do. So I always recommend when you're hanging artwork to hang it in line with something, with each other, with itself. All of that will lend a space to having a better scale, more grand. It will be more vertical and visual. I think that's fantastic. So whenever I'm looking to hang artwork, I look for an architectural reference point. And in my home, I have 7-foot doors, and the top of them actually works really nicely for hanging artwork in line with. So that's what I tend to do. But I have a piece of artwork right behind me here. This is not 7 feet tall. I'm not a 20-foot tall person sitting on a sofa right now, okay? Like, this is hung relatively low, and that's because it's a part of a collage in this space. I wanted a piece that would serve beautifully to be in the background of my video, but it also had to work with the scale of the room. So I have it layered with other pieces, as you can see in this photo, to make it look bigger, to make these 3 pieces look like they are one. But I also did something interesting on the other side of the room where I layered 2 different pieces of artwork together in 2 different frames, and one is stacked on top of the other. Because these are smaller, I wanted to increase the scale of them, so hanging them together made them look larger and meant I could hang them in line with some of the really big pieces in my space. Not everybody is the same height as you, and not everybody's proportions are the same. Like, I'm 5'9", and you might be 5'9", but I have a normal size forehead and maybe you don't, so your eyes are lower than mine, and that's something that has to be addressed. You know what I mean? Not everybody's eyes are in line with each other. You might be 5'4" and somebody else might be 6'4". Well, that person's gonna be looking at the wall above the painting that you're looking at. So be sure you're hanging pieces of artwork in line with the architecture to increase the overall scale of the space. The most important thing to take away from this segment is you want to create a horizontal line around the space up high. That way the eye travels up and your ceilings look taller, the space looks more open, and you have a more spacious feeling in the room. So creating that horizontal line by hanging all of your artwork in line with architectural features or with itself will definitely benefit the space and make it look luxurious, as opposed to just having artwork that's mounted all over the place, because that's just confusing and it sometimes can just look a little bit crazy too. The next thing that I am seeing all over the place and is honestly leaving me very confused is this thing. This is a color wheel, and I see so many design content creators sharing this and using it and talking about, oh, the color wheel, this and that. I literally had to dig this out of the closet because I haven't used it since I took color theory classes in design school. Like, nobody uses this. This is not a feature in interior design. Like, I'm not sitting here being like, oh, let's figure out what colors work together. Like, what? It makes no sense. I'm not sitting here being like, okay, we're looking for a direct complementary color scheme. Let's see, we're gonna do red, orange to complement blue, green. Like, nobody does that. This thing has no use in interior design. Like, this is not how a color scheme is created. Let's actually talk about how that happens. I'm gonna use the example of my first floor because I've been working on it and sharing it. You can actually go check out some of the shorts I've created on my channel to see those transformations. But one of the inspirations, the number one thing I looked for and found and I really, really loved that set the stage is this fabric. This is Honshu by Thibaut, and it's a beautiful, beautiful fabric. I really love it. It served as inspiration because I love the variation. I love the colors in it. This is actually the pillow made out of that fabric. Now, when my husband and I moved into this house, we took a lot of pieces of furniture from our previous home and we wanted to save them and work with them because they're beautiful, they're high quality, they are heirloom quality pieces that I'm not just gonna get rid of. So I wanted to find something that would work beautifully with them. I have blue chairs and I actually collect Jasperware by Wedgwood, which has a light blue tone to it. So I wanted something that would tie all of that together and serve as inspiration, and I found this fabric that I really love. So I took this and I said, okay, let's draw out tones and colors in this. Let's find what's gonna work. I actually took this fabric and I pulled out one of the more vibrant blue tones in it and one of the deeper blue tones in it for the inspiration for that space. For my living room, I took a little bit of a different route. I did not want to use the fabric in an overpowering way, so I didn't have drapes made out of it. I didn't have chairs upholstered in it. I took the colors and incorporated them into that space so that I had really good flow and a connection between those spaces. So these are the basic colors I chose. This is the upholstery for my sofa. This is the upholstery for my chairs that are yet to be upholstered, and I also use this as inspiration for my rug color. And here's the wall and drapery inspiration, so you can see how they tie back into this fabric. So all of that's the inspiration I took from my space, and I didn't use this at all. As a matter of fact, this has been buried in a closet for 10 years because like I said, I haven't used it since design school. It actually serves no purpose. I'm not sitting here mixing things up or looking at them. So using a color wheel to determine your color scheme really is just not efficient, it's not effective, and it can create a space that's kind of very like a crayon box using all of these really, really harsh contrasts in color. You're better served finding inspiration in something, whether that is a fabric, a rug, it could be a piece of clothing, maybe it's the cover of a book or a piece of artwork. Pull your inspiration from there, and that's where your color scheme comes from. It does not matter what the type of color scheme, whether it's direct, complementary, or triad, or tetrad, or whatever, none of that matters. Don't be messing around with color wheels. That's great for like artists figuring out how to mix specific colors, but it's really not the most effective interior design tool for choosing a color scheme. The next thing I see online all of the time, I hear people talking about, I see it everywhere, is people telling you what is new this season, what's new at this store, at that store, what's the latest trend, what's this, what's that. Hey, it's good to know what's out there, but at the end of the day, interior design is not all about what's the newest thing. Innovation in design makes a difference, and that's something important to remember and to look out for, but ultimately what the newest thing this season is at some flat pack box store makes no meaningful difference, and you shouldn't be furnishing and decorating your house in that way. It's not just about, oh, going and getting the latest thing because that's what's in this season. Well, this season's gonna be up in a couple of months, so are you gonna replace that thing with the newest thing next season? Are you redecorating your house all of the time? You want to look for a specific piece. Like if you're decorating your living room, you're like, okay, I need a chair for there. We want something with a little contrast, a different feeling. Maybe you want something leather. Great. Start looking for leather chairs. Start sourcing them. Go to stores, go online, look for vintage pieces, look for brand new pieces. Don't write anything off, and don't just gravitate towards one specific store because they had a new drop, a new release of this or that or whatever by some designer from here or where, whatever. Like, but you really want to focus in on what specific pieces do you need for your home. And it's nice when you see like brand collaborations or this or that or whatever, like that's cool, and we love to support the designers and people that are talented, that have great style that we're interested in, but ultimately it's not just about what's new this season. You want to look for what is timeless for you for now and for forever. Let's talk about something else we see all over social media all of the time, and it like, honestly, people just need to stop listening to this because it's crazy to me, and that's when people are like, what's your style? What's my style? Like, do not put labels on everything. It's not necessary, especially when it comes to your interior design style, because my style is gonna curate itself in its own way. Like, you all know I really love blue and white. really am drawn to that combination for myself, but that doesn't mean in every other home I work on, I'm going to do that. I ultimately think about, okay, what's the style of this space? What style pieces of furniture are here? And what can we do? How can we elevate? How can we make this feel very editorial and chic and elevated, but useful? That's what you want to focus on. What is your style? What does it look like? Less about what is the name of that style. It doesn't have to be put into a box other than what you like. That's something every piece in your home needs to fill the box of, needs to check and make a little tick mark in or whatever. I love that for you. Focus on what is most beneficial in your home as opposed to what specific style something is. Well, there you have it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure you share with me in the comment section down below and let me know what is one piece of interior design advice that you just don't understand. People constantly recommend it and you're like, why? I want to hear from you. Be sure you give this video a like and subscribe if you have not already. I also know that you know someone, they could probably benefit from this video. Maybe they have been taking this design advice, or maybe they just asked you like, hey, where do you think I should hang my photos? Share this video with them because friends help friends, and I will see you in the next one.